Welcome back, everybody. As you're probably aware, the Malcolm Campbell Memorial Prize is awarded biennially by the Biological and Medicinal Chemistry sector of the Royal Society of Chemistry to commemorate Professor Campbell's outstanding contributions in a broad range of chemistry and their applications to the understanding of biological activities. For 2021, the BMCS decided to recognise the outstanding contributions of all British scientists involved in research in the COVID-19 pandemic. Much of our ability to respond to the pandemic arose through years of commitment to basic biomedical research, notably the world-leading capability in genome sequencing, the development of vaccine platform technologies, and a deep expertise in drug discovery and development. It's quite remarkable that during the course of 2020, British scientists pioneered genomic evaluation of COVID-19, traced viral mutations and monitored the spread of the pandemic. Clinical studies were initiated to rapidly evaluate a range of existing drugs in COVID-19 patients, resulting in the discovery that drugs such as dexamethasone had significant benefit on mortality in critically ill COVID patients. The development of vaccine candidates were fast-tracked, resulting in regulatory approval by the end of 2020. These achievements and investments in further basic research will have a lasting impact on the global management of COVID-19 through this year and beyond. The Malcolm Campbell Prize for 2021 is awarded to British scientists and clinical researchers who have made these important contributions to fighting the COVID-19 pandemic during 2020. This award also recognises the countless numbers of healthcare staff, clinical study volunteers who have selflessly dedicated themselves to the pursuit of patient care and the development of drugs and vaccines for COVID-19. In selecting an appropriate recipient for the award, we're very honoured that Sir Patrick Vallance, the UK Government Chief Scientific Advisor, has graciously agreed to accept this award on behalf of all scientists. And I'd invite him to, Patrick has already received his medal, but we have the certificate here in the room. And I'd invite Sir Patrick to say a few words.
Thank you very much indeed. And I'll just show the medal there. Thank you so much for this. It's really, well, it's a pleasure actually to be at a medicinal chemistry conference, even though I'm not there in person, but it's good to be at one. I want to thank you enormously on behalf of scientists, because actually to pick this up is an honour, because it's so many people across the UK who've been involved in the response to COVID, and so much world-class science that's really made the difference, as you said, not only in the UK, but right the way across the world. When I think back to January 2020, when an unknown virus appeared, and everything that had to be discovered and implemented between then and now, it is a truly remarkable achievement from thousands of scientists across the UK and of course across the globe. I want to call out in particular scientists who've been involved in giving advice to government across this period through SAGE and the various subcommittees, which has involved hundreds of scientists giving up nearly all of their time in some cases to do this. And their academic work and other things have gone on the back burner while they tried to make sure that the government had the best information it could have in order to make decisions. But the science has been involved in every university trying to tackle COVID, in companies, in small companies, big companies, research institutes. For diagnostics, where there have been advances in both the sequencing and the detection with PCR, and of course in rapid detection systems, in therapeutics, where many new things are still being worked on, and as has been highlighted, the recovery study was incredibly important to show the first medicines that actually worked. And this was an evidence-based approach. It wasn't random therapeutics, it wasn't selection of the thing that was somebody's favorite. It was test it, try it, reject the ones that don't work, and implement fast the ones that do. And vaccines, of course, has been a remarkable story, with implementation of early phase work right the way through to manufacturing and making sure that supply chains are working, involving scientists, engineers, and others right the way across the board. Already has been highlighted, the sequencing effort that went on from the UK was remarkable, and we were at one stage sequencing well over 50% of all the genomes for COVID in the world, and that had a big impact and a lasting impact in terms of what needs to happen in the future. And it's not just the scientists and everything that they've done, and it has been remarkable to see that, but it's also the volunteers in the clinical trials, the people who've given up their time and effort in order to help the science progress, in order to get to those answers which have been so instrumental. So I feel actually deeply humbled accepting this award on their behalf, but it is very much on their behalf. I mean, we should look with pride, I think, at the scientists and what they've done. This has been a remarkable achievement. If anyone had said we would have a vaccine deployed, invented, made, deployed in the time frame it took, I don't think anyone would have believed it. I think to find new therapeutics in that time is remarkable. And we've got a lasting legacy, I think, in some of the national core studies and other areas that have been set up to try and tackle this. So it was British science at its best, and I'm delighted on their behalf to accept this medal. Thank you so much for recognising all that they have done. And I'm sure many of you in the room were part of this effort as well. So let me personally thank you for what you did for this science effort during this national and international crisis. Thank you very much.
Thank you.